Today, AMD officially released their new lineup of GPUs. Nvidia's RTX 4090 and 4070 leak, AMD GPUs get a huge performance boost, Intel's Arc GPU is a gaming beast, and Intel confirms our worst fear. Welcome everyone to GamerMelt. First up for today, the leaks were correct, as AMD officially launched the 50 refresh of their RX 6000 cards. And if you're interested in picking one up, I will have affiliate links in the description below. They don't cost you anything more and it helps the channel out. Either way, when it comes to pricing and specs, the leaks were spot on here as well. As you can see, the 6950 XT comes in at $1,099, the 6750 XT is at $549, and the 6650 XT is $399. And it's wild because they actually still have GPUs at those prices as of the writing of this video. The cards come with the same amount of cores and memory, but they get faster memory and faster clocks, along with higher wattage. When it comes to performance, they are about what you might expect. The 6950 XT is a bit better than the 6900 XT and the 3090, but it's not quite at the 3090 Ti. Next is the 6750 XT, which looks to be overall faster than the 3070. And finally is the 6650 XT, which gets a nice boost over the 3060. Of course, given these are just a refresh, Nvidia still dominates in ray tracing performance. Ultimately, the new refresh is a slight bump over their non-50 cards, yet come with a fairly large price jump. So if you can get the non-50 cards for cheaper, it may be worth it. And while next gen isn't too far off, it sounds like it could be really expensive. Of course, PC hardware in general is really expensive, and that's why I recommend downloading Honey, the free shopping tool that saves you money, and they've sponsored today's video. If you haven't heard yet, Honey is the #1 shopping tool in America, and for good reason. When you're on one of their supported sites, to which they support tons of your favorite websites, Honey scours the internet for promo codes and then applies them for you. But what's better is that they do a ton more. For example, Honey can compare the price of whatever you're looking for across multiple sites to ensure you're getting the best price. Or if it's not low enough, you can have Honey notify you when the price goes down. And all of that is completely free. So don't wait and start saving today by visiting joinhoney.com/gamermelt. And a huge shout out to Honey for sponsoring this video. Next up, we have what looks like the final specs of two of Nvidia's next-gen GPUs. The story comes from the very trustworthy leaker Kopite7Kimi. And according to him, Nvidia's upcoming RTX 4090 is built on the 8102-300 GPU. And of course, this further confirms that these are apparently set to be the 4000 series. Either way, the 4090 comes with 24GB of 21GB per second memory and a whopping 600-watt TDP. Next is the RTX 4070, which is built on the 8104-400 GPU. And it comes with 12GB of GDDR6 at 18GB per second and has a TDP of 300 watts. All in all, Nvidia's next-gen 80 Lovelace looks pretty impressive, but it's set to require a lot of power, and not just at the top of the stack, but down to the mid-range as well. Next up for today, if you own an RX 6000 or 5000 series GPU, you're about to get a nice performance boost. Along with the 50 series, AMD released a new preview driver that gives some new features, as well as a very nice performance boost in DirectX 11 games. First, it comes with a new version of RSR, as well as a new slider to fine-tune the sharpen effect. But the big news is a very nice boost in DirectX 11. According to AMD, you can get up to a 30% performance boost in DirectX 11 games, with an average of up to 10%. You can see that most games get around 5 to 10%, but some get far more. CapFrameX showed that Crysis Remastered, which isn't even listed, is up to 24% faster. Of course, this is just a preview driver before the full release, but this is a serious performance boost that's absolutely free. Next up, one of the first reviews of Intel's Arc A370M has dropped, and let's just say it's actually amazing. The story comes from PC World, where they got a chance to test Intel's new discrete GPU. Now, they were invited to Intel's own campus to test the GPU in a reference laptop, and they were only given a little over an hour to run tests, so it certainly isn't anything comprehensive. But when you look at the tests they were able to do, we can see that the A370M is actually neck and neck with Nvidia's RTX 3050, which I have to say is quite impressive. Remember that the A370M is just an entry-level GPU with only 8 Xe cores. So given the cards scale well, we could be looking at 4 times or even more performance with their highest end card, and potentially even higher with their desktop cards. Call me impressed. Of course, even with the performance being pretty impressive, if Intel's desktop GPUs keep getting delayed, it won't matter. And that looks to be the case. If you remember in my last video, Igor's lab claimed that Intel's desktop Arc GPUs were being pushed back until late summer. Well, in a new blog post from Intel's own VP and GM of their visual compute group, Lisa Pierce, answers a few questions, one being about the launch of their desktop cards. In the post, she states that their entry-level desktop cards are set to release first in Q2 in China through system builders and OEMs. Basically, they're doing to desktop what they did with mobile. They released the one notebook GPU in South Korea first, and they admit to having an issue expanding it from there, specifically mentioning software issues, which confirms the recent rumors. So now they're doing the same crap with their desktop cards. As VideoCard says, this is inexcusable. They should have told us this much sooner, but it seems pretty clear that Intel has completely failed at this launch. We thought their new CEO could finally turn things around for the company, but they're stuck doing the same stuff. We may as well call it the Arc ++++++ by the time it releases. Next, Intel mentions that their A5 and A7 cards are coming later this summer in OEMs and system integrators, and the actual component sales are coming later than that. Finally, Lisa Pierce discusses the lack of a new driver to switch off the toggle like I recently went over. According to this, they decided to implement a full system of controls for their driver-based optimizations, so it required more time. Really, by the time they're released to the world, will likely be close to AMD and Nvidia's next-gen cards. And given prices are finally close to MSRP, I see no reason to even have this launch. And I do get that COVID is likely another major reason, but Intel is still clearly screwed up. So while that does it for today, does the A370M still get you pumped for Intel's upcoming GPUs? Or do you think it'll just be too late? Let me know down in the comments below. And make sure to check out Honey for free in the description. And as always, have a great day.